Greetings, fellow space travelers. Today I'm going to be playing a little Red Dead Online, but that's just a background for what we're going to be talking about today, which is AI art. Because most of y'all out there have no idea what the fuck you're talking about when it comes to AI art. And something just happened with Udio, the AI music thing that I've been using, that has me absolutely incensed because basically everything has been taken the wrongest way possible and the wrong things have been done about it. And I need to talk about it because I am not a copyright law expert, but I did have to take it in film school. And most of what I retained was fair use laws, like because I had to defend myself a number of times on my YouTube response videos on my first channel, which is still up, by the way, if you want to watch it. Link is probably in the description. I don't know. I don't care anymore. But the point is, also, I've been having fun with this game. Hey, why is my keyboard not working? Oh, that's why. All right. So, yeah. Anyway, I've been having fun with this game. Yeah, so here's what happened. UMG, Universal Music Group, just apparently, well, I don't know if they actually bought Udio, but there's some sort of deal now where everything you create is going to be based on like a licensed UMG artist or something, because like now that's the only way to get around copyright issues or something. I don't know what their reasoning really was. Like, I sort of get it, but I also sort of don't, because like artists have to opt in and this and that and the other thing. But that's not the point. The point is that, number one, here's what people get wrong about AI art. Because you're not just copying other people's stuff. In fact, they think the problem is the data scraping. That is not where copyright issues might come in. Because what do humans do when they make art? Huh? They look at what other people have done and built on it. And that's all the AI is doing, is it's copying a database of the art that we might imitate. And then, damn it, come on, get back here, you. And then, making your own thing. Like, you take my favorite band. The Beatles' influence is absolutely obvious. Okay, like you can hear it, but it's still uniquely their own thing. They just liked the Beatles and created something sort of not even based on it, but just took the parts they liked and then made it their own. And that's what you do with AI. It takes this whole like database full of music and you feed it a prompt. Like, what would I do? I would start with major key because I tend to like music in a major key. And then I'd put things like catchy and melodic all at the front end. Why? Because what you put first in Udio tends to be concentrated on more by Udio. So if you put things like genre or like a specific band or a specific song that you want to emulate first, you'll get like most everything else you do will be ignored because Udio looks at that song and goes, oh, like this. But even then, it only goes like this. Like I'm not sure I can explain exactly how difficult and time consuming it would be to try to completely recreate or even spiritually recreate someone else's song in Udio, because it will never really give you like a good riff, that sounds exactly like someone else's riff. I have a bunch of songs that sound sort of like a cross between a Roxette song and, say, Wild Thing by the Trogs or whatever. Or, what's another? Nah, it doesn't matter. I don't have to give you other examples. It sounds similar. You can be like, wow, I would put these on the same playlist. But it does not sound at all like a cover of that song. At all. It just has more like a spiritual successor kind of feel to it. It's something completely unique, which, under US copyright law, makes it a transformative work. It's not even a derivative work like a cover would be. It is a transformative work because you've changed enough of the nature of the original work to be something unique. Especially if, like me, you write your own damn lyrics. And I did. I mean, I wrote a lot of sort of Weird Al-ish kind of stuff, and indulging my inner child who wants to be silly. Am I anywhere near those? Wait, where are those deer? Oh well, not the point. So, like it makes absolutely no sense. If I wanted to recreate a song, any song, I would have to go in, give it a bunch of parameters that absolutely would point to that song and that band. But even then, that wouldn't be good enough. I would have to take the 32-second chunk of a song that gets generated and slice it down to just the one or two notes that sound just like the other song, and then start new generations and hope against hope that the next generation of that song will contain the right notes in the right order, at the right octave, to be able to be that other song I'm trying to exactly imitate, which is going to be very unlikely. And then I'd have to chop that up and keep doing it over and over and over, probably over thousands of successive generations, to make something that vaguely sounds like a sloppy cover of somebody else's work. It's insane how difficult that would be. Why is there a fire there? Oh, it's one of those. Is that even my camp? That can't be my camp. No, that's someone else's camp. Anyway, point being that what people picture with AI art and what actually happens with AI art, not quite the same thing at all. And so this whole thing where like if any a or like original artist tried to bring a copyright claim against an AI song, they'd have a hard time of it, because you can't even get as close to, say, when what was it, Ghostbusters and I Want a New Drug by Huey Lewis and the News, when those two songs clashed. You're not even getting that close, right? You're not even getting, what was it, Vanilla Ice with Ice Ice Baby, and was it Under Pressure? I want to say. I don't remember exactly, but the point is that there were these songs that had major, major, major lawsuits because there was like a backing riff or some sampled track. You're not getting that close with AI art when you're making an AI song. That's a horse. Get back here, you. Gotcha. Yo, mama. What? Hey. Stay dead. Anyway, so this whole thing where they're now on Udio making it so you can't download the tracks you've already made anymore, which is fine because I downloaded everything after I felt it was completed. But number two, like, I don't know what's going to happen copyright-wise with the songs that I've already made, which I intended to use in a future project, is the thing. And I made them with the good faith understanding that Udio, at least, would not be challenging my copyrights. Even though I used a tool that will create something based on other people's work to create something unique, it still should technically be my copyright. I mean, number one, I wrote the lyrics for sure. So right there, I own the lyrics copyrights without a doubt. And maybe I didn't write the exact notes, but I used a tool to, over iterative generations, create something unique to my personal tastes. And Udio, even for a while there, and still does, obviously, had a style blend feature where you could take songs you'd already made and say, mash these together stylistically, and you're weighting it with sliders, and, you know, then every successive generation you write new lyrics. Maybe you change your prompt a little because you want more action as the thing builds, whatever. The point is that, yes, it's based on what other people have done, but all it does is take the human experience of learning how to make music, like, manually, and turning it into something that you can do more easily without all of the musical skill, sure. But you still have to have a certain creative vision, otherwise you're going to get just the most amateurish garbage out of these AI things. I mean, I really should probably actually go onto Udio in one of these videos and show people the process of making one of those songs so you can understand that it's not like you just press a button and it happens. Because if you try that, you're going to get garbage. I mean, garbage in, garbage out. That's what it comes down to. It doesn't matter how much data Udio scrapes. If your prompt is just awful, you're going to get something that no one wants to listen to, no matter whether it sounds like it's derived from someone else's work or not. And I mean, seriously, if you take copyright law and you look at the criteria for a transformative work, AI music at least absolutely qualifies. I'm not saying anything about visual art, just for the record, because yeah, some of that can be so derivative to the point where you're like, well, this is just putting a helmet on the Mona Lisa or something. That does not and should, well, I don't know about should not count, but that's closer to the situation of like Ghostbusters versus I Want a New Drug than any of the Udio tracks I've created. Because you can listen to some of mine, you can go, oh yeah, that kind of sounds like Chuck Berry's style. But you can't say that sounds like Johnny B. Good. Not without lying, anyway. And so, I mean, number one, like I don't think people are picturing correctly what happens with AI art when they object to it. Like, I'm not sure anyone has ever actually played with it. They just go, I don't want my work used for it because I spent all this time, like, learning how to do it. But honestly, I mean, maybe I'm the weird one here, but if by the way, go watch Quinn Redshift. What, you're not dead yet? Die. Go watch Quinn Redshift. It's my animated thing. If people made Quinn Redshift, whoa, where's the like fan art or like a fan film of Quinn Redshift, I would be flattered, not litigious. I'd be like, holy shit, I made it. I mean, how many artists out there have actually said things like, I didn't realize I'd hit the big time until Weird Al did a parody, right? Same thing with me. I would not really realize that I had hit big until people were saying, I want to make stuff like you make. I want to imitate your art because your art is that cool and it inspires me. Right? Now, I'm not saying other artists should like the fact that AI art tools exist. I'm not saying that they should be happy about it. But at the same time, it's not a legal issue. It's not a copyright violation in any way. In any way. And I wish more people would understand that and really do their research. Because honestly, I'm not sure a lot of them can hear me over the sound of their knees jerking. I'm just saying. I mean, gosh, this was a lot easier when I was talking about it with other folks. Because I could bounce my ideas off of their objections, And if anyone has any objections, I kind of hope you do put them in the description. But keep in mind that there is a huge difference between the legal distinction and how you feel about it. Because legally, AI art is absolutely kosher when you actually look into it, or at least AI music anyway. And I think, I mean, a lot of the objections do come from, well, it's too easy. I put on all this effort to learn how to make art. Why didn't you? I think is part of the objection, which frankly has nothing to do with copyright law. You can't make a copyright claim based on how easy it was to imitate your art. That's not how it works. And I had a number 2, but I got so involved in number 1, I forgot what it was. So like if you feel ripped off because something someone made is based on something you did, I mean, I get it. I do. I get it. I kind of want to jealously guard some of... Wow, I didn't realize how dark I am. I just looked over at OBS. This is what I get for making videos without the lights on at 7 a.m. in, mid-fall in Vermont. Not, gosh, when is daylight savings time? I think it's like this Sunday or something. I didn't bother to turn the lights on because I assumed that the game would light my face enough, and clearly I was wrong. But anyway, point is, yeah, like, if anyone really truly objects to AI art on any kind of real grounds, like actionable lawyer grounds, you let me know. Because most of the objections I've heard to AI art have been based on feels. Which, I mean, I get it. I do. But you can't bring feels to your lawyer when it comes to a copyright claim. And U.S. copyright law absolutely allows for the transformative nature of AI art, and objecting to the tool used is not going to get you any goddamn where with any judge who isn't a techno illiterate. And that's a fact. Now, if you want to get the law changed, well, that option's always open. I mean, a lot of the laws haven't been written. Like I said, part of why I'm incensed, I mean, if this was just an Udio problem, then I would move on to another platform. And there are still other platforms out there that I can go to that would likely get me the same results. Wait, I don't want you on the train tracks. Get back here, yo. That would get me the same results as Udio. I could go to like Suno maybe, but apparently they're under a certain amount of litigation. I used Iva to score Quinn Redshift, except for the main title, which was composed by Chris Joseph. Again, thanks for doing that, because I really appreciate that. They've actually done a lot of music for me over the years, and I appreciate it more than you can know. I wish I was rich so I could pay like an actual artist's salary, which is part of why I'm using Udio. Right? Like, if anyone has an orchestra for rent that I can direct myself, which I don't have the skill to do, hey, great. But I am someone who is like, I'm not going to say mostly broke, but I don't have a ton of money. I've been putting money away to pay voice actors later, but, I'm not rich. Wow, I didn't know you could do that. Hey, you. Gotcha. Although you didn't die. No. Come on, you. Oh, that's right. That's a fox. I'm using my varmint gun. Oops. Oh, well. I'm just going to run you down. Beep, beep, motherfucker. Anyway, well, I'm... But anyway, the point is that, like... If it were just an Udio issue, that'd be one thing. But Suno is under... And then Iva... That's where I was. Anyway, yeah, so the law hasn't been written yet. The status of the tunes that I made that I really care about, that I was maybe planning on using in my projects, and went to pains to make sure wasn't using imitation voices of famous people, and that the songs did not sound too much like songs that other people had already previously copyrighted. I went to pains to make sure of that. Because, but now the status of those songs is in doubt. My ability to use them in a project is in doubt. And we don't have the laws on the books, or even close. And the laws that a lot of artists are demanding fly in the face of U.S. copyright law completely. I mean, look it up. Seriously, do like even an AI search if you have to, although don't trust what AI says on law stuff. I mean, it helps for imitating art, but it often gets the facts wrong, believe me. But, do a search on copyright law and what counts as a transformative work versus a derivative work versus just like a straight up violation. Do that research and you'll see that I'm right. That just the objections to AI art, while like emotionally valid, do not have a legal basis at all. And why the hell is my gun, does it need, it needs a little cleaning. Maybe that's why I'm not doing enough damage, but what the hell? Yeah, so, like I said, I honestly, if I tried to do this without playing a video game, I'm so, autistic and ADHD that I would actually have lost my train of thought a hell of a lot more. I hope this made sense. I hope this is coherent. I mean, I actually kind of hope a lawyer can check what I've been saying against reality, because I'm pretty sure I'm right. I did a lot of reading. I did take copyright law in film school. Mind you, that was decades ago. But Yeah, I'm just saying it pissed me off because I went to Udio yesterday to make a song just for fun after doing a bunch of art with 3ds Max and Unreal Engine. I am learning Unreal Engine so I can make my own damn PC game someday. And I wanted to use AI music for those projects. So I was going to make a song for that or just for fun. And got the notification of the UMG sort of merger, partnership, whatever it was, that apparently was done to settle some sort of lawsuit that, frankly, Udio could have won on the merits in court. They could have, because all they did was make a tool that makes AI art generation easier. And the fact that they used copyrighted data to form their database is not a copyright violation, because what matters is not the input, it's the output of Udio that can make them illegal. That's, I think, one of the pieces that most people are missing. Because, like I said, oh, wow, I'm all the way up there. I've not been paying attention. Because that I think is the thing people get wrong about copyright in general and AI in particular, is I could spend my days immersed in one artist's music or one style of one artist's music and like lovingly craft a song that imitates their style while being completely unique, and then do the same thing with Udio. And the legal status of each song would be exactly the same. It's just, I don't know how else to explain it. I might have some of the nuance wrong, but on the broad strokes, that's the facts when it comes to U.S. copyright law. I can't hammer that home hard enough. And I will, at risk of repeating myself, probably say it multiple times for the rest of this video, although now that I think about it, I think I've said everything I can say without getting into this serious, legal minutia. Oh, hey there, kitty. Aw, who's my little kitty? Oh, who's your baboon? Anyway, so yeah, I think that might be the end of this video, to be honest. What else is there for me to say on the topic? Any questions, put them in the comments. I'm happy to answer about it. And if anyone has a cheap alternative to Udio or Suno that generates decent results, let me know. Who knows, maybe in this video I'll put a link to my Udio library if I can. I don't know. I have like 80-something published songs. Some of them are comedy, some of them are just Dadaist absurdity, some of it's heartfelt, some of it's like style tributes to bands I like a lot. It was a fun pastime that I eventually wanted to turn into a cheap soundtrack for my projects, because honestly, music and voice actors are going to be the most expensive part of any project I make. And I do want to get professional voice actors. The voice actors for Quinn Redshift... I should not do this on a horse. The actors for Quinn Redshift were all volunteers. I did actually pay one guy to do a voice because I could not cast it. And so I went to one of those, cast me sites, like for amateur voice act. Well, not amateur, but, not AAA, like aspiring, whatever, voice actors. They're still good. They haven't hit yet, and I paid a guy to do the voice, and he did a fine job, but it wasn't really what I wanted, and I didn't want to, keep bugging him, and it was a fair amount of money to hire the guy. So eventually Neil, the 604 atheist, ended up getting the part, and he did it for free and did a much better job. I thought, well, a more fitting job, not a better job, a more fitting job. He did a great job. It was just more fitting to my vision than the guy I paid. That's all. But yeah, so I've been putting money aside for my projects, like $200 a month, basically. So while I'm learning Unreal Engine and while I'm making the 3D models for this the project I'm working on, I'm just looking for the future, looking ahead to the future, on like maybe getting like really professional like people. I mean, I found out that a lot of oops, hey, what the? Come on, I was better at this yesterday. What's going on? Do I just need caffeine or something? But anyway, yeah, like a lot of Star Trek actors actually really love the indie scene and will work relatively cheap. And so who knows? Maybe someday. We'll see. I have a couple of professional actors that'd love to get into one of my projects if they'd work for like what I can afford, but you know, on the other hand, maybe it's a good idea to support up and coming artists. Get one star and then everyone else is, you know, someone who needs a shot kind of thing. Not saying that I'm the vehicle for someone's shot. How famous am I? Barely, if at all. I have an IMDb page. That's it. You know, one episode of a Comedy Central show. That's it. That's my claim to fame. My 15 minutes. You know. But yeah. So anyway, like I said, I've been planning for the future. I don't want to talk too much about the projects I'm working on though, because well, let's face it. If when you're ADHD and autistic, well, follow through is not exactly our strong suit, is it? I'm surprised I finished Quinn Redshift when I was making it, and well, the fact that I did finish it and can finish it helps inspire me for finishing future projects. But well, in any case, I'm just saying is like. Well, hiring a professional voice actor also would help keep me going because I wouldn't want to fail the people that I'd counted on. Even though I paid them to do it, I'd be like, yeah, but now I'm kind of committed, aren't I? And I mean, it's good, you know. I'm planning for the future here. It probably helps that I'm not like really chasing personal glory or fame. It probably helps that like while I would love to make money on the things I do, my profit motive is not the same as some folks. You know, like I mostly want to make profit to fund future projects kind of thing. You know, fame, I'm kind of scared of fame, to be honest. I've had a tiny taste of it. Like I said, I was on that episode of Tosh.0, and then for a couple of years, every now and then, every couple of months, I'd be stopped on the street, and people would be like, hey, I know you. And it's weird and a little creepy. Well, not creepy. They're not creepy. For me, I'm creeped out just because I don't know what the fuck to say to people. You know, like a complete stranger goes, I know you, and I'm like, yeah, thanks, thanks. It's awkward, okay? And it's awkward because I'm awkward. Yeah, that's the right word. Awkward, not creepy. Awkward. I'm creeped out because it's awkward, but not because of them, because of me. Yeah, well, I'm back now. Hush you. Look at all the stuff I'm carrying. I don't know what I'm holding for food. Maybe I should, let's see. Items. Well, I'm holding some. Maybe I'll cook those. I don't know. But anyway, probably should have done it at camp. But then again, I wanted the money. Whatever. Yeah, so... Why is the hitch horse... Oh, there it is. Okay, it just didn't show up. Alright, yeah, so, you know, my reasons for making these games is because did you say I'm not... Whatever. Okay. Yeah, so, I mean, my point is I don't want to overpromise, and then not deliver. So I don't want to talk too much about the premises of the projects I'm working on, just because, well, you know, I've seen people like make these big, huge project announcements, and then nothing ever happens, and I don't want to do that because I've done it in the past. But I have some ideas. I'm trying to keep it simple, or at least as simple as a game can be, because I am only one person, and I would have to do all of the 3D modeling myself or pay someone to do it, which I really can't afford because all that money is earmarked for voice actors and now I guess music. But I do have some ideas, and yeah, I'm setting them aside, and reasons for this, that, and the other thing. Hell, you should hear some of the ways I agonize over stuff that I know is going to get brought up, like how to be both sensitive to diversity while at the same time staying true to the premise of whatever I'm making, staying true to the setting. You know, things like that. Like I absolutely get why people would want like a very diverse cast, but if it's a setting where it's like, yeah, this takes place in like medieval northwestern Europe, it's like, well, you can't really expect it to have the demographics of modern day London. It doesn't make sense. On the other hand, when it's sci-fi and there is like travel with airplanes and boats that aren't used for trade and war or privilege of the rich, and automobiles and all of that, like there's no excuse to not have weapons grade diversity, Star Trek level diversity. There's no excuse to not have that. Things like that. So I've been trying to think like how to thread that needle of, here is a setting that historically would be pretty limited to, like if you're making a samurai epic, no one's gonna bitch that nobody's Puerto Rican, kind of thing. It's like threading that needle of being sensitive and inclusive while at the same time telling a story that has a setting. That is something that I've agonized over, especially since including diversity when you're one person means like I've been halfway to making everyone non-human just so I don't have to try to model every facial, morphological, ethnocentric feature so that someone doesn't feel left out. Like I seriously considered making every character an extraterrestrial just so I didn't have to walk that minefield. It wasn't a matter of I don't want to be diverse. It's a matter of I don't have like an art team made up of hundreds of people, where like a AAA studio does. So it'd be really hard for me to do that. I'd spend months and months and months just making sure that I was being sensitive and inclusive, and that like makes the effort shock go up hard. So I've been trying to find a way to like paint the broad strokes on diversity and then leave it at that, rather than, oh, I don't know, or like the voices. I mean, making the decision to say that, well, if this takes place in medieval England, then everyone's going to sound like they're from the West Country or the Black Country or whatever, like have those regional accents and not worry that nobody sounds Russian or like they're from, inner city New York kind of thing. That would be easy to do. But when you're making sci-fi, and me, I'm sci-fi people, I don't have much of an excuse, but at the same time, I can say that, like, oh wow, I'm almost out of ammo. I can say that certain accents that are clearly a product of their time don't have to be included. I don't need to include Valley Girls because that just screams 1980s. I don't have to include like, oh, I don't know what's another like historical accent that's out there. Not the point. The point is, I mean, it is the point, but specificity like that is not the point. I should have bought more ammo while I was in town. The point is that, well, I'm doing a certain amount of indie artist triage is the point on what I have to include, just because that's, life. Wow, that was the cat, not the game. And how much I can get away with fudging because I'm an indie artist who doesn't want to spend my entire time doing, like, making sure I've ticked every diversity box. Because, well, that would be all I'd end up doing. And like how do you thread the needle between being sensitive and being practical, I guess, is my issue. I'm not saying I don't want to be inclusive, and when the opportunity to be so is there, when the reasons to be so are there, I absolutely will. Because, well, I'm, not an asshole, but at the same time, well, like I say, hopefully you can hear the agony in my voice here, because there is a certain amount of emotional agony on this one, because I want to do the right thing and I don't want to ruin anyone's day. And then there's also the demands of art and a setting, and then there's also, and it just makes my head hurt thinking about it. I want to be nice, and I also want to be inclusive, and I also want to be an artist who stays true to their vision, and I also want to have a vision that's both inclusive and accurate, and so many factors to weigh, and I just want to fucking start drinking. No, I don't. Actually, I quit drinking a long time ago. Not because I was having a problem with it. Like, I just... Well, number one, I stopped enjoying the experience of being drunk, and then I moved away from my favorite club, and most other clubs kind of suck by comparison, at least for me, because the club I was going to was more of a hangout than it was like oons mosh pit type stuff. But like I don't know. Oh, right. And then I got this, like, letter, actually, like a mass mailer from Bernie Sanders about the dangers of liver disease and fatty livers and all of that. And it's a large part of why most Americans are obese is because they have fatty livers. And I was just like, well, I'm not enjoying booze. And if I want to get fucked up, I got weed. So I quit drinking. But gosh darn it, all of these issues are driving me to want to start back up again. Anyway, I'm just saying, it's like, Hello there. Well, anyway, what you gonna do? Right, so I know I've been a little delinquent in making these videos. I've had other things that I've been doing. Like I say, trying to learn Unreal Engine, working with 3ds Max to get, like some models prepared for the next project. Thinking seriously about how the Quinn Redshift graphic novel I want to do was harder than I thought it was going to be because of all the damn transparency that works better in motion rather than in still frames. Anyway, yeah, so I think I'm going to go. I desperately need breakfast anyway. I will catch you evil geniuses later. If you enjoyed this, do whatever you want to do about it, and I'll catch you later.